The Monaco Grand Prix is going to be here for 10 more years. Absolutely. It will be here until 2025. Of course, it's going to be here until 2025 because I want to break down the reasons as to why Monaco and Formula One must stick together. It must stay in Formula One. I want to give you 5 good reasons as to why I think and I believe that the Monaco Grand Prix staying in Formula One is good for Formula One. It's the one, okay? And the first point I'm going to make is the heritage and prestige matters. When you think of Formula One, if you go to the classicness of Formula One, if you go to the very beginnings of Formula One, one of the race circuits you guys will think about is Monaco. It goes without saying. When you talk to people who don't even watch Formula One and you say, oh, you know, they watch Formula One, they say, oh, have you been to Monaco? It's one of the first questions that they ask. Or maybe they've been to Monaco, the city itself, the principality rather, itself. And they've spoken about, you know, how they see the track there. The Monaco Grand Prix is a fantastic spectacle and we must keep the roots of Formula One still together, okay? We must have it still in there. Remember, Monaco is F1's crown jewel. It would be ludicrous to take away the crown jewel if we're going to talk about Formula One. Formula One must have a crown. And it's very much the case that Monaco is that crown, is the jewel in that crown. Steeped in history, glamour, glitz, the phantom. Even when I watch like Drive to Survive and they'll go through moments where they're in Monaco, my goodness, they just bolster it up just that much more. Monaco is such a sensational, phenomenal place. The legacy that it has. Do you know what I mean? Since 29, the symbol of Formula One, the symbol of elite motorsport. I know Formula One's been there, 70 years, but the very symbol, the very fact that it's the prestige, it's the heritage. You have to have these things when it comes to Formula One. We can't talk Formula One, prestige, class, elegance, richness, without talking about the Monaco Grand Prix. So whether you think, oh, but the racing, who gives a damn about the racing? I certainly don't. And I'll tell you one thing, do not blame the Monaco circuit, Monte Carlo, okay, for the reason that the races are boring. Blame the cars, blame the regulations. Because once upon a time, we had a lot slimmer cars. I know the cars now are like double-decker buses. I understand all of that. But we used to have cars that were small, that were petite, and you were able to overtake. And thankfully, the 2026 regulations, the cars are going to be much smaller and they're going to be shorter as well. They're not as long. So hopefully we'll see a bit more what takes place. But even if Sunday is just a procession, Saturday is epic because you still have to put the fastest lap on the grid. So I don't want to hear about how boring the race is. This is not about that right now. The reason the races are boring in Monaco on a Sunday is not because of the circuit itself. Go find something else to look for. Okay? And I've told you it's the regulations and it's the cars. But could you imagine as well, like the second reason, the sponsorship, the value, the commercial value, my goodness, I don't know what else can match Monaco. I've heard things like when it comes to staying in a hotel in Monaco on a Formula One race weekend, 41,000 euros, I think it is, per night. Sorry? Monaco is not just a race. It is the market gold mine. It is the crystal ball. It is everything. It is like finding treasure. The Monaco Grand Prix is more than just racing. You guys got to get that in your heads. Get that in your heads quickly. It's more than just about racing. Brands, the celebrities, the VIPs, the spectacle, everything is flooded in Monaco, especially when Formula One comes to town. I think 50%, if not more than that, of the drivers in Formula One live in Monaco. So a lot of them, it's a home Grand Prix for a lot of these people. It's unmatched in terms of the visibility for sponsors. If you've got sponsorship, if you've got a business and you are able to get an ad campaign going on a Formula One weekend in Monaco, jackpot. You don't have to do any more business for the rest of the year. Non-F1 fans recognize Formula One. Non-F1 fans recognize the Monaco Grand Prix. That is what we are talking about. That is what we are talking about when it comes to this. The luxury richness of the image that is Monaco is what helps both Monaco and helps Formula One. Number 3, this is where the drivers have to show up. It's about the skill. It's about the prestige. It's about who can, it's not just about, oh, I've got the fastest car, therefore I win. No. It's about who's got the talent, who can overtake in such a rare circumstance, who's got the skill, because there's no circuit in Formula One like Monaco, like Monte Carlo, that tests your skill. There is no room for error. Because once you make a slight little error, guess what? You're out. Crash. Done. The stakes in every lap are high. And you gotta change. You might have to change your posture when you're watching the Monaco Grand Prix, because you're looking for something else. You're not just looking for what you'd get every single week on a race weekend. The challenge in qualifying alone is knife edge business. It's absolutely epic. And it's like, you know, when you see how fast these cars go and the barriers are so unforgiving, there's barriers everywhere, and they kiss with the tires, they kiss those barriers just to gain as much time as they possibly can, but a bit too much and you're done, you're in the wall, you're finished. It's iconic and irreplaceable. Number 4, it's a TV spectacle. The visuals. Like I said, when you watch Drive to Survive and they go to Monaco and you see the B-roll they have for the Monaco Grand Prix, you show everything that it comes with, all the oozing and all the class and everything else like that. On TV, like, forget even those that are actually at the Grand Prix, because I'm sure they've got way more to say about that. But even on TV, when you're watching it, you just sit there and you just think, wow. You're just in awe. You're amazed at what you're seeing. You can't believe what you're seeing. So this is, you know, this is where, like, nothing matches Monaco on TV. When I think of all the Grand Prix, like, we like a lot of Grand Prix for the pure racing aspect of it, but for the visual spectacle, nothing is like the Monaco Grand Prix. Nothing is like it. You look at all the sort of, you know, you see the water, you see the river, you have the tight street circuits, you see the beautiful yachts, the boats that are there. You know what I mean? You see even the hospitality every team has, especially when you think about Red Bull and their hospitality there. There's nothing like it, man. Monaco is like content gold for all those broadcasters, for the TV, for the social media, for all the branding. It is unbelievable. It is endlessly cinematic. That's the best way I can put it. And number 5, listen, if you're not watching Formula One, if you're watching Formula One and you're not paying attention to this, I'm seeing more and more circuits getting opened up. I'm seeing a lot more in America. I'm seeing Vegas having one. I'm seeing Miami having one. We've got Saudi Arabia now in the camp, okay? And nothing wrong with having those, but you have to pay attention to what's going on in Europe, because we are losing our European traditional circuits. We have no French Grand Prix in Formula One. We have no German Grand Prix in Formula One. That's scandalous. And maybe not even just about Europe. Malaysia, where are you? Iconic circuit. You know, Germany used to serve up about 2 or 3 different kinds of circuits. You could have an extra one in Donington Park. You know, maybe Valencia wasn't great, but where's Turkey? You know, some of our traditional Grand Prix are going. Thankfully, Monaco is not one of them. We need to keep something. We need to keep something traditional in Formula One. And the Monaco Grand Prix is as tradition as it gets. So whilst we are expanding, Formula One is expanding markets, and it's great that it is expanding those markets, there is a growing risk of losing Formula One's core identity, the history, the legacy, the prestige. And the Monaco Grand Prix, thankfully for 10 years, has solidified its statement. This is not a 4-year contract, 3-year contract. This is a 10-year contract. This is tremendous. So thankfully, that the fact that Monaco stays on the calendar, it shows that Formula One is not forgetting about tradition, which is good. Yeah? And you know, let's have a bit of balance on the Formula One calendar, yeah? Like geographically, let's have a bit of balance. Let's move it around a bit. You know, Africa was still waiting, but hey, you never know. But in short, Monaco may not be like the best race on a Sunday on paper, but the Saturday, you better be there. You better be watching it live and direct, okay? But it's essential for the sports image, history, and identity of Formula One. the Monaco Grand Prix. The contract extension, of course, you know, keeps one foot in the glamorous stage that is Monaco. And hopefully it might extend even more. We hope that the races do get better. They change the regulations a bit more because we've got to sort out these cars. And then we could talk about how amazing Monaco Grand Prix is again. Qualifying is still sensational and driver skill is still at the very peak of this weekend, of the Monaco Grand Prix weekend. So I'm glad it's staying. It has to stay. Hopefully those 5 reasons have convinced you as to why the Monaco Grand Prix should stay. Let me know in the comment section down below. Should the Monaco Grand Prix stay in Formula 1? And if not, let me know why. Smash a like if you like content like this. I do a lot of F1 videos, so hopefully you'll be loving that. And if you subscribe to the channel, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be getting it more and more and you're not going to miss any. YouTube thinks you'll like this video over here, so make sure you go ahead and click on that. And until next time, lights out.